Chace Lee Hockey with the Blue Futon, and Amazon has finally released episode 8 of The Boys season 3. Did I like this show overall? You know my opinion of the show if you see my season 1 and season 2, and I think it's an okay show. Does season 3 up the okay or down the okay? Let's find out. So The Boys season 3, what's it about? Well, it's pretty simple. It's a continuation of season 2. You have Starlight, you have Homelander, you have A-Train, you have Black Noir, you have the Deep, you have, the Vought people, then you have the boys, Kimiko, Frenchie, MM, and then we bring Soldier Boy into it as well, who is going to kill who. So did I like this season? Like I said before in the intro, you know that I like season 1, and I actually thought season 2 is worse because Huey was just so much of a bitch in season 2. All he did was complain in season 2, and I was like, can we just have a story arc that goes a little bit better? Season 3 improves that story arc, but I still think this is just an okay show. It is a show that puts shock and awe, gore, sex to mask what it really is, and it's really just a normal superhero show with no likable characters. So this review is going to go all over the place because I feel like this show is kind of all over the place. I know some people are like, this is the best show ever. This is the best show ever. And I understand people are going to give me some hate for that, but I just think it's okay because, like I said, forewarned, this is not going to be like positive and negative. This is about me as a whole, just talking about the series. So some characters. Some of them, most of them, I don't give a shit if they die or not. For example, Butcher. Yes, he might be a cool character to follow and lead into battle, but if he dies or if anything happens to him, I'm not going to shed a tear. Yeah, there is some good character arcs with this about his background and the kid of his ex-wife with Homelander. That might go somewhere, but what he does in like episode 3, I don't feel sorry for the kid and what he did because in episode 8, he had to choose between someone that basically said, fuck off, I don't care about you anymore, or technically his real dad, which is Homelander. So shit like that where you're like, oh, pull on the heartstrings. Nah, fam, that doesn't bother me because 90% of the characters in this show are shit and I don't give a fuck about them. People I really care about. Kimiko, Frenchie, Starr a little bit, and MM a little bit. So let's go with the MM a little bit. Okay, I feel like his character, though, is very stereotypical. They do that for a reason. I've never met a black person that all they wear are 1990s, 80s rap groups. All he wears is Tupac shirts. All he wears is NWA shirts. All he wears is Snoop Dogg shirts. Like, are we going to be that stereotypical? And let's be honest, does any person have a picture of President Obama in their kitchen? Anyone? Let's be fucking honest. So that stereotypical stuff with MM is laughable at best. Huey has a better arc in this one, but I did get in a Twitter war with one of the people online and with the writer about how Kimiko is willing, or how Starlight will give Kimiko the compound V, but not Huey. And they're saying because Huey's being selfish. I don't think Huey's being selfish. He saw his girlfriend get killed in episode 1. He's all about, I want to call it weakness, but he's always been on the foreground. He can't protect anyone. Is it that selfish that says, you know what? I want to protect someone once in my life. And people are like, well, that's selfish of him. That's toxic masculinity. No, it's not. It's just called wanting to see what's on the other side of like, you know what? I've been helpless my whole life. I want to know what it feels like to be helped. And the whole analogy of like, oh, compound V, none of these people except for Homelander has had the injection into them. So this whole selfishness, no, there's other people being selfish about you injecting other people and et cetera. So I don't buy that toxic masculinity, that whole selfish argument. Just completely don't. Like I said, I like Kimiko and Frenchie. To me, that storyline is the best. Yeah, you can say that Russian storyline was a little far-fetched. Sure, but I do feel like their storyline is the more grounded, and I care about those two characters the most. So let's talk about, we already talked about Huey, we already talked about MM. And MM, that storyline with him and his ex-wife and the Tom character. So let's talk about the Tom character, right? I feel like they did that shit on purpose just to, like, be very political with him. Of, like, him being punched in the face, which, a.k.a. he has had no, he would have, had some shit. Broken eye socket, broken nose. But he's not showing that in the last episode. And, of course, the last episode really goes on the QAnon, Trump supporters, and shit like that. And for a fact the creators of this show are very anti-Trump and pro-liberal. Yeah, you might be like, oh yeah, they make fun of both sides, but now let's be honest, they make fun of 75% conservatives, 25% liberals. Let's be honest. So let's continue on with, to me, some of the worst characters in the show. Not Black Noir. I feel like they gave Black Noir a good arc in this one, but then they kind of died. Maeve, she was in maybe half the season, and you're just kind of like, you're just a placeholder for the very end. The Deep and A Train. The worst story arcs in season 3. The Deep, he is in there to fuck octopuses. That is his story arc, and that is all he does. Yeah, he has his final mission at the very end, but come on. Literally, everything he does in this show is to fuck octopuses and to be Homelander's bitch. That is all he does. Shitty story arc. Give him something to do or kill him off. Seriously. Then we have A Train. They try to go somewhere with his story with his brother, and I think it was extremely weak, and I understand what they're trying to do with that one. But him and what he did to Starlight's friend in episode 3 or 4, it's like, dude, grow a fucking pair. And I feel like he's finally growing a pair at the very end, especially with his brother being paralyzed and everything like that. But that is something where I'm just like, okay, I understand what we're doing, so let's go for it. Now let's go with the best and worst episodes in this series. In my opinion, the best episode was Herogasm. Not because of the sex stuff, just because how the characters morphed into all these situations. So I thought we were going to good story arcs and everything like that. Episode 5, the dance scene, to me, that one was the worst episode of the season. Season 8, episode 8 in this one was very anticlimactic, and it was very safe. I called it. This was a very, very safe episode. I'm not going to spoil it, but you're just like, yeah, this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. They don't throw anything special into it. And we could go into the political aspect as well of, whatever. I don't care. You know my political views if you see my channel. And what they do, fine, whatever. I roll my eyes, but my God, if episode 4, if they don't go like, shoot, I'm not pressure, or they better literally say, end of quote, repeat the line. They better say that, because if they don't, you can totally tell they are completely on one side of the aisle and polarizing a whole other mess. Centerpiece. And my God, I really hope that storyline goes pretty gritty into season 4, just because I don't like that character. And that's the problem with this show. I don't care if most of these characters die. And when you want most of the characters on the show to die, is it really a good show? And finally, Soldier Boy Jensen Ackles. This is the only reason why my mom is actually watching the show, because she's a supernatural fiend. And I think she's a little disappointed. And you can tell Jensen Ackles is a little disappointed in the script. I do think the showrunner, Eric K, kind of surprised him, saying, I gotta do this shit. And even Jensen Ackles was like, no, I'm not fucking touching that. I'm a husband, I have kids, I have standards. And thank God for him in doing that. I understand where he was coming from with episode 7, with jerking off and then old people fingering. It's like, is that really necessary? Same with Herogasm. I understand Herogasm because it's part of the comic book, so I understand what you're going there. And I really thought it was going to be a lot worse. I know that sounds weird, but I thought the other shit happening, like in season 1 with the penis, as well as, Jensen Ackles and the fingering of the women, you're just like, is that really need to be in the show? So then continuing on to the actual thing, I do think it is great acting. However, I think Karl Urban, everyone else involved is great in their roles. They do a fantastic job. It is still an entertaining show, and the hour that of each episode goes by really quick. But I just feel like it's really gratuitous for no reason. It needs to be sexualized for no reason. They're pushing the things to be like, oh, what can we do? It almost felt like Sausage Party, which I fucking hated Sausage Party with a goddamn passion. But it's not as bad. There is some good humor. There is some storylines, like I said, in here that I actually want to follow. And some unique stuff, what they did, especially with Black Noir's, backstory and everything like that. But overall, it's just like, it's very tropey dialogue on some things. They're just doing it with buzzwords. It's buzzwords dialogue of who can we make fun of? Who can we make fun of? Who can we make fun of? You're just like kind of Michael Jordan. Even Republicans buy sneakers. So I think they're in their little bubble, in their niche, and they like to each other. But overall, The Boys Season 3, it is an improvement over Season 2. I had to rewatch Season 1, but I just think overall, it is a okay show. There's nothing, super like, oh my God, this is the best show ever made. I just think it's fine. However, bring me some likable characters. It's hard for me to continue watching a show where I'm like, I want people to survive and I want people to do good, but when no one does good, who am I voting for. So The Boys season 3 will receive a 3.5 out of 5 Futons, which equals that 70%. And that might be the same rating I gave season 2. The reason I hated season 2 is because of the Huey character. But like I said, I'm watching the episodes each week and I'm like, it's fine. That's cool. That's stupid. That's grotesque. That's jokes dumb. I understand what you're doing there, but I'm just like, it's a show and it's watchable. So, what do the critics' new scores give season 3? So you have critics a 97% with 124 of them. Audience score an 86% with 908. Here's critic consensus. Managing to up the ante on what was already one of the television's most audacious satires, The Boys' third season is both brazenly visceral and wickedly smart. Some words I can't just say for shit. I'm curious, but season 8, or episode 8, sorry, what did the critics say? There's 3 critic reviews, and to me, this was just anticlimactic. What do we have? 3 positives. All 3 of them are a 3 out of 5, so barely a positives. Now, I'm the same way. It says it's rushed. The final is great moments, but felt slightly short. The rise of neo-fascism. And that's the thing. I don't know if anyone really knows what the definition of fascism is anymore. Let's be honest. They don't. They don't know what Hitler is. Because if we're calling people Hitler and fascism, no. There's no internment camps. There's no people getting poisoned. There's no experiments on people. What the fuck are we doing? There's no gulags, which I know some people on the left want gulags. And we will continue on with the final shot of this one where people are cheering at the very end of that. The only people I've seen cheering for the killing of other people are the left killing the right. Let's be honest. Didn't that happen in... People are now calling it the old Prime Minister of Japan a neoconservative and divisive, even though they were calling, like, Hugo Chavez not. It's like, why are that cheering? As well as, cheering on, trying to kill a senator at a baseball game. And I'm pretty sure something happened in Denver and Seattle where people were killing Trump supporters, not the other way around. Maybe I'm missing it, but you know what? Each your own. Because a couple Twitter people have just done that. Anyway, 97, 86, 70. Chace out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think is Butontopia. You Buftonians, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Maybe I rambled with this one. Maybe I'll get some downvotes. I don't care. It's called an opinion. It's an okay show.